What is it that makes your heart race? What is it that sends chills down your spine? What monster lurks in the grainy black and white shadows, poised to attack? This season, on Keystone Copycats, we explore the darkness at the heart of cinema with Fritz Lang's M. Hello and welcome to Keystone Copycats with Chris and Zach. I, of course, am your host, Zach, and he, of course, is your other host.
What is M? That intro. What is M mean? What could it mean to me?
You're going to feel like a real jackass when I rewrite that intro.
What
This
is
has no meaning.
Metal. I was thinking about a really good name.
Okay.
Like if you it's in the future. Let's call it the future. And it's apocalyptic or whatever. Like, what's your name going to be? Mine's going to be Liquid Metal. Like,
No,
it's
that's
a good
bad.
name.
No, that's bad.
It's like the video game, Liquid Metal.
There's no...
That's Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Hang on.
There's no game called Liquid Metal.
I was thinking Twisted Metal. Hang on. Well, I'm going to be
Twisted Metal.
My name's going to be Liquid Metal.
No, you're Liquid Metal.
Oh, you're Twisted Metal and I'm Liquid Metal?
Yeah, that's
or
right.
brothers?
No, we're not brothers.
No,
We're married.
No, no, I'm Liquid.
All right, Mrs. Metal.
And you're like the Shock Man. Like, that's when there's superheroes.
The Shock Man.
Yeah, you're shocked.
Tim Shockman. Good to know you, brother.
I'm shocked you didn't think of this earlier.
Shockman.
So my power would be...
No, you don't get powers.
Liquid metal.
You use old thermometers.
Yeah, like I have antimantium
Nope.
skeleton, and then I just and I lose it. Like,
Okay, but that's not liquid,
and
though.
it just oozes out of me.
It would be like
I'm really
molten.
I'm really gross, man. You're shocked that I would do it.
Yeah, I'm shocked, man.
Shocked, man. You just have tasers taped on you.
No. I'm just really
Surprised.
surprised about things. Oh my word!
So,
I say that a lot.
Our powers aren't going to be good.
You don't have powers.
Yeah. Well, if only we were twisted.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I guess.
I'd
I wonder how
love
long.
to go to the Dark Carnival.
I wonder how long I've been saying Liquid Metal to people about the video game, and they've just been agreeing.
You ever play that game, Liquid Metal?
Pretty sure I've been saying Liquid Metal a lot.
It's where you're an old thermometer and you race people.
You know what's crazy?
They're making a TV show out of Twisted Metal.
Do you know that? Oh, that's something else. I gotta stop about that. Do you know that dirt is made of metal?
I can't do this with you.
Why? No, like in my AirPods, you know the magnet parts, they always get dirty, and when I clean it off, I'm like, well, that's just dirt. How's it sticking to the magnets?
There's probably some iron in it.
Oh.
That's what sticks to magnets.
Is it just iron? Is there any other metals in dirt?
Probably.
What about calcium? Is that
That's
metal?
not a metal.
Huh. So there's no calcium on it.
There might be.
It's all in my body 'cause I'm strong.
Thanks.
No, I mean, what other lead? let's stop all the metals I know. It's iron, lead, steel, but steel's not in the ground.
Steel's an alloy. It's made out of iron.
Don't call it that.
That's what it is.
Not nice.
That's what it is.
Hey, aloe boy.
Not aloe boy. That's you. I'm
when
shocked, man. You're aloe boy. For when I get sunburned,
Nah, it's liquid.
lube me up so I don't hurt so
liquid
bad.
medicine. Aloe boy.
I'm liquid medicine. Cough syrup.
How you doing? So you wrote that intro.
I wrote that intro.
You didn't tell me about it. I just heard about it.
I don't know.
Go on. You were about to lose your fucking mind, apparently.
I don't know why you're suddenly acting like you ever heard any intro before the first episode.
I was part of the last one because it was
That's the only one.
It was against my
That's
iron.
the only
it was
one.
Against
and you
my
whined
aloe,
about it.
My aloe will was against my
Yeah,
will.
you got burned.
Ooh, I need aloe boy.
I need myself.
Aloe boy.
Aloe boy, soothe thyself.
I almost crashed on the way here in the dumbest way possible. I stopped by the White Castle because I was hungry.
Sure.
And they gave me my food. And I did the thing where I bit in the mozzarella stick, but didn't realize it was so gooey.
Oh,
so
it's molten.
it's stretched like the beginning of Ninja Turtles too. So
Yeah.
I had to take off because I decided to take the bite in front of the people. Like, I really needed to show them how much I was going to enjoy it. So it stretched. I'm like, oh, this is bad. I'm like, I look like a moron. So I took off, and then I went to, like, stretch it and take a bite, and it wouldn't rip. So I took another bite, and it just ripped again. So I almost ran into a car that was parked in front of me. So it must have seemed wild to them. This guy in this white van.
This jackass is obsessed with cheese.
Takes a big old gooey, drippy bite, and then speeds off, takes another one, and almost crashes his car. I wish I would have ramped the barricade and gone over the you know.
Dandelion.
And
What are you talking about?
I wish I would have crushed a dandelion. No, I don't know. That would have been fun. That would have been wild to see that. Sometimes I wish that I was two people so I
you could
see
watch yourself.
myself
Yeah.
do things. And not like a mirror. That's
No,
not
but you
the same.
can't, though.
Because I feel like everyone always says, well, it's a mirror, dude.
No one's ever said that.
no one's ever said that.
They would
to
actually
me.
probably suggest a camera rather than a mirror.
No, I had that moment the other day when I had my phone propped up, and I'm like, man, I want to take a picture of that. And I was like, oh, there's the problem. That's my phone. That's my camera.
Yeah, because you don't go around with a camera, just a phone.
Yeah. So when I want to take a picture of something on my phone that's happening, I can't do it.
We can't get into you trying to screen cap
No,
your broken
I just
screen
wish
again.
I wish that you could like blink hard and like snap a little picture and then like print it out of your head.
Okay.
I wish I was the camera.
You wish
I
your
wish
head
that-
was a Polaroid.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't come out of the picture doesn't come out of my mouth or anything. Like,
I'd like to
I
know
gotta-
where it comes
you
in.
you gotta upload it or download it
No,
or
no,
what
it
is it?
prints. It prints out of your mouth.
That's a cartoon.
Yes, I agree.
wish
You
I-
are a cartoon.
I wish I was Liquid Metal Man, and then
You
I could take
are.
all the pictures.
No,
in the
you're Aloe
world.
Boy. Don't forget.
Well, yeah, I don't know. That was it.
That's all.
I realized that I just have nothing but restaurant comments written down because I was like, "What am I gonna talk about Burger King?" I
You're
was
like,
"Oh, there's
4
a
stars.
There's a McDonald's one too." I was like, "Oh,
I talk a lot of. I guess I eat a lot of fast food.
I
Huh.
do." It's a shame.
It's really good for you.
No.
That's what I hear.
Well, no, a lot of times I'm just going to get coffee. I will admit that I'm not trying
Yeah.
to eat as much fast food anymore, but I do stop and get coffee.
No,
a
you
lot.
like fast coffee.
I do. That actually leads into it pretty well. This morning at the McDonald's, I found myself complimenting the guy who clearly doesn't care because I was like, man, you guys are fast here. And I realized he doesn't give a fuck. He could not care less that this one guy is impressed with the fast service at McDonald's because it was so quick. I was like, damn, good for you. You're really crushing this.
All right. I will pay you $1,000
What?
if next time you go through a drive-through, when they hand back your card, you grab their hand and kiss it
Why?
and say like, "My lord," just something.
No. I don't want to touch a
Just want you to do it.
I don't want to touch a McDonald's employee. Besides, I pay with cash. I don't ever.
You don't ever get change?
No.
You're a liar.
No, I smack it out of their
They
hands.
throw it at you. You're like, make sure you throw the change in my face.
No, I do. I have a lot of change that I'm always trying to get rid of. I always pay an exact change.
Wow.
I'm that guy. I'm the change guy.
I'm the change guy. Aloe
Bring
boy.
What about you? What tell me?
They
Rick?
say be the
Tell
change
me-
you wanna see in the
See.
world, but I use the change for my coffee, and then I don't kiss their hand because I'm rude.
You know, a Buddhist monk told me that change comes from within.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I tell that joke a lot. No one laughs. I laugh.
And you're no one. That counts. Wow. I love it. So how you doing?
Well, I don't know. I'm out of restaurant stores. You tell me one.
I don't have any restaurant stories. I don't go to restaurants.
Oh,
Actually, I went to a restaurant yesterday to pick up dinner. My wife's friend was like in town, like on her way. She's moving from North Carolina to California.
Okay.
And she stopped in with her son and was like, "Hey, I want to get like this local pizza chain because she hasn't had it." And was like, "Oh, that sounds nice. I don't like what you're doing."
I'm eating a fry away from the
So
mic.
I went. It's just the look you're giving me. like you're scoping out a mom butt that you saw at soccer practice.
Yeah, that's what I do when I pop in a fry.
So
I scope for women.
yeah, I'm just like a jackass and forgot
Yeah.
half the food and had to go back and get it.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
That's it. No, I got nothing.
I was going to transition. So, what kind of food was it? Was it the Burger King?
No, it's pizza. No, I don't go to fucking Burger King. It sucks. Burger King sucks.
The Burger King sounds like a fucking madman.
Yeah.
Like, if you earned that title of the Burger King, like, is that from, do you think that could have existed? Like, because burger is what? A Dusseldorfian name?
Okay. No.
No, I mean, go with me. It's from Hamburg.
It's from Hamburg, not Dusseldorf, you jackass.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, it's German.
It's Hamburgarian.
No, I'm
Is that
saying, like,
right?
do you think in the 15th century there was a Burger King?
There was a Burger Earl. No, I don't know.
You can't go on this journey with me, huh? You won't do it.
You know, in Australia, it's called Hungry Jack's.
Is that the name for Burger King?
Yeah.
Or is that a different
Because
restaurant?
there was a different restaurant already called Burger King.
Huh.
So when Burger King wanted to go over there, they're like, "Nope, you're Hungry Jack's."
Why did they even bother? I would just turn around and be like, fine, we won't do it.
Okay. Well, they need to make money.
No.
They need
They
to.
don't have any money.
They're
there.
hurting.
They just
Their
got-
royal coffers are empty.
They just
How
got-
are they to throw lavish parties and impress the realm?
You know, I'm going to say the word wallaby, but I don't think
Okay.
I know what it is.
It's a marsupial,
Oh, like a
like
zodiac.
a kangaroo, or
Like a zodiac sign.
no, not like that at all.
You know, there's 13 now.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? The
I don't know where the
13th
new one
is?
falls. I don't know what it's called.
You think it's a wallaby?
I think it's Hamburgarian.
It's the Burger King.
Ooh.
How bummed would you be if you were born into the Burger King?
I would love to hear some like bloody fights for the Burger Crown.
This is fucking dumb. I gotta say.
If we're talking about food-related kings, King Charles has got some real sausage hands. It is disgusting.
Man, this is crazy. You were saying all the things that are on my notes today.
Yeah.
This is bonkers.
You talking about royalty and how I should
No.
go take my
No,
seat on the throne of England because I have Excalibur?
No, you're just bringing up some tropes.
Oh, sausage fingers.
Hot dog fingers.
Is that a trope?
Yeah, I think. What did I write down? Yeah, hot dog fingers.
Sausage fingies.
We'll have to wait on that.
Yeah,
but that's
we'll
a
get
little,
into that.
little teaser. Now, one thing that we didn't
I'm
do
gonna mull it over.
last episode, or even talk about this episode, is that we are in a new season.
Season 6.
Now, you guys didn't know to watch the movie that we're eventually going to be talking about, and that's okay because I don't know if they really
I
needed
could
to
post
watch
about
this
it
one.
today,
We won't.
and then they'd know.
But today is Wednesday, you dumb idiot.
No, we're recording in advance.
Don't tell them.
Most episodes of Keystone Copycats
Are
with
you
Chris and Zach come
chomping
out
in the
live.
mic like a monster? I can hear it, so that means they can hear it. You devilish fool. You devil-handed
Devilish,
clodhopper.
devil-handed.
Yeah, it's when you got,
What does that mean?
you
I
got
like
two
it.
big devil hands.
like King Charles.
Why? Why is he king? Like, the queen didn't do anything, right? And she's dead.
She oppressed lots of people.
Well, I mean, recently. I mean, it's just the title, right? There's no actual
He's got a fuck ton of money.
anything. Well, I mean, yeah, but that's cool.
He's a head of state. I don't
Tell
know.
me more about the monarchy.
Well, it's a type of butterfly, you see. It's black and orange. It's lovely.
Oh, you know.
Name shit.
Name two other things about butterflies. Flight.
They have legs.
Do they?
Come out of a cocoon.
Man.
Or chrysalis.
Isn't that... I got a lot of emotions from that. I don't know how I feel
Yeah?
about being wrapped up and then coming out as something different. What does that mean?
I mean,
Like, what are you doing in there?
you started off as a lowly sperm, and you got wrapped up in your mom and came out as a jackass.
No, I'm just thinking, like, what other beings, maybe marsupials, like, what is everyone doing in those holes when they're all wrapped up in their mom? But a cocoon's not a mom, Zach.
No. They come out of eggs. They have multiple stages.
Man, it's just confusing. Why is there so many types of birth and then processing for babies?
Yeah.
Like, You think they would have just had the one? Like, if it worked, it went well. But sometimes you're like, incubate an egg.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, man, I fell into the egg category. And you're like, I'm like, oh, at least I'm a bird. You're like, nope, lizard. And you're like, what? I'm confused.
Or worse of all,
platypus?
you're a fish.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know, man.
What are this stuff?
Yeah. Great question. So I'm going to tell you something.
Go.
You're going to be shocked, okay?
No, you.
My wife had never seen Jurassic Park.
Ugh.
Until
why are you with her?
Very recently. Well,
that seems like one of the movies that you're not allowed to miss. Like, there's plenty of movies out there, like A Few Good Men. It's like, it's surprising that I hadn't seen it, but like you get
and
over
once you see it, you're like, oh, this is really good. I should have seen it.
Jurassic Park, I don't even have a movie to compare it to because everyone has seen Jurassic Park.
Well, now they have.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what other big blockbuster movie is it like every single person has seen? Because the only other one thing is like Independence Day.
Yeah, I was gonna say Independence Day maybe, but
like what?
I don't know. People would say Jaws, but I've never seen Jaws.
Yeah, I recently watched Jaws in the last couple of years, so I don't have any other blockbuster.
Yeah.
Armageddon. Everyone. No, you know what? Face Off.
No, it's weird.
Everyone has seen Face Off.
It's weird when you hadn't seen Die Hard. Die Hard is one that everyone has seen.
Well, I was the exception to that.
That's what I'm saying.
What about Apollo 13?
I think that has less of a lasting cultural impact.
Forrest Gump. Everyone has seen most of Forrest Gump.
I think that's gonna fall off though, because it's so long and kind of, I don't know, man.
This is really interesting. There is no other movie as popular as Jurassic Park. That's what we're figuring.
Well, I mean, we could include the other Steven Spielberg movie that came out that same year. Well, E.T.'s big too, but I mean, I'm saying like Schindler's List is on the other end of that spectrum.
No.
There's
no dinosaurs in it.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I've never seen it.
Oh, well, spoiler.
It wins Best Picture.
There's no dinosaurs in
it. So she really liked it. She thought it was really great.
Wow, I'm so impressed. You know, there's only something ridiculous like 12 minutes of dinosaurs on there in the whole movie. That's like the full run of how long.
I didn't realize they measure dinosaurs in minutes. That's so wild.
You have to.
I thought they were in like.
It's prehistory.
Oh, so you got to use time.
They didn't have measuring
devices.
Use
time.
Yeah, because that's all we know about them.
I think
a long time
here's
ago.
The thing. I would guess that the T-Rex was at least 5 or 6 hours tall.
You're fucking stupid. That's a common misconception. Normally, when they're born, they're 36 minutes tall.
Wow.
Do you want to keep doing this? You want to keep doing this bit?
Yeah, I'll fuck around for a while longer.
I'm gonna keep looking at my notes. It's all just fast food topics. We can keep going, but I don't think you're gonna get much out of me. I was talking about the other day how I was yelling at my fiance because I needed a pen, and she didn't have one in her car, and I called her a monster. I'm like, what kind of fucking monster doesn't have one? And I go, oh, there's a bank. I'll just go take one from there. And I was like, wait, is that technically a bank heist? I'm like, if you walk in a bank and take a pen and walk back out without doing a transaction, is that a bank heist, technically?
No, I don't think it's a heist. I think it's like
no.
Bank lifting or
whatever. Here's the thing. If I walked in and took it, it's not a heist. But I said, I'm going to go in and do it, so now it's a heist.
Now you've planned it.
Although it was a team driving to it.
Here's the thing, and she's waiting for you outside.
Yeah.
And you just jump in
driver,
and go. If you go in and say, give me a pen. Everybody be cool. Give me a pen.
So
yeah.
At what point is it not a bank heist when you're taking things from a bank? Like, what if you ran in and took the trash? Like, you took the trash out.
They would assume you were like a new janitor, which wouldn't be surprising.
No, I think we've talked about this. I really just want to go in and work a shift somewhere and just see how far I can get into the shift.
Look, we talked. You were supposed to get a job.
That's different. That was me getting a job. I want to show up and do work and just see how long it takes.
The problem is you'd have to, like, know what you were doing.
I do. I was a good janitor. Multiple times. Well, no, I mean, that's not. I wasn't good, but
no,
I was a janitor.
No,
multiple times.
You would sunbathe nude atop a historic building in downtown Cincinnati.
I also got really drunk. A lot. and high a lot.
And hid behind things while important people were in the room with you.
I hid under that grand piano like Batman when they were trying to find me.
Took a nap.
Because they said, I thought I heard someone sleeping in there. And then I looked under there, and no one saw me, and I was clung to the top, much like Batman.
Wow.
Did I ever tell you that? It was the grand piano. Like I put
you just
climbed
up in it.
It's not as impressive as you think. I just put my legs in the leg of it, because there was a little nook, and then pulled myself up like a plank. So I mean, yes, technically, yeah, I clung to the top of the piano. Yeah, like I probably fucked it up a little bit, but
yeah,
they had a tuner. They had piano.
Okay.
They had Mr. Piano come in.
And Mr. Piano came in. He took care of it.
So
all right.
I think we just need to jump into this movie that we watched, which is called Jack. Go.
Which is called M. From 1931, directed by Fritz Lang.
Just the letter.
Starring Theo Lingen, Otto Wernicke, and Peter Lorre.
And
it's a bunch of people who are German.
Pat Boone.
Pat Boone?
Sam Song.
No.
Ricky Tambourine.
Stop it.
And Doug Dog.
Stop it.
Yeah, those were...
made those up.
Those are EVPs.
EVPs?
Yeah, vice presidents.
No.
Executive vice presidents.
Of what?
There was Tom Tambourine, his cousin, and then Becky Benchhead.
Benchhead?
It was ironic. Her name was Benchhead because her head looked as that of Bench.
Oh, it's so ironic. Oh.
It was really a hat all along.
I don't like you.
Becky
We're done. That's it. That's it for the show. It's over. You ruined it.
Music by no one, because there was no fucking music in this goddamn.
Dude.
I mean, I guess there is. Is whistling music?
Yeah.
So, you want me to do a little synopsis on this bad
Yeah, let's
boy?
do a little synopsis on this
Okay,
bad
I don't know
boy.
if anyone watched this, and that's okay. Well, you just stay with us.
You should watch it.
Explain it.
It's on HBO Max for free.
Okay, I don't know if they should watch it, but
Watch
whatever.
it.
No.
It's an hour and 50 minutes long.
A simple, haunting musical phrase whistled off screen tells us that a young woman will be killed. Now, sometimes it was that song.
It was always that song.
Sometimes he was just whistling other shit.
No, that was someone else.
Oh.
Someone else was whistling something. The inspector was whistling
not
something
gonna lie.
else. The commissar.
This movie was difficult only because how it was structured. Like,
yeah,
when they would have sometimes on the street, they would have the sound effects, and then it would go like 20 seconds of silence. You're like, wait. I know this was early on in cinema.
Yeah.
But
early on in talkies.
Was that a choice, or was that just, we didn't know how to put the effects in?
No. Here's the thing. I'm sure they didn't consider at the time that they needed to have that room tone or whatever.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Okay, it doesn't have music. That's okay.
That's a choice. There were definitely some scenes that would benefit very greatly from music, like the chase at the end.
Yeah, there was a bit of chaos in the story, just like what they would stop to focus on and tell the audience about. And what's the other popular movie that this director did? He did
Metropolis.
Metropolis.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Is it silent?
I don't know. I would assume no. I think it's after this.
Okay.
Let me do a quick IMDb.
You do your little scan.
I'm gonna do a quick scan.
But overall, man, this movie did not have my attention. Like, it was difficult, and it had nothing to do with the subtitles. It was the pacing of the movie itself.
Metropolis is 4 years earlier.
Huh. So sound, sound.
I'm looking.
Well, look faster.
Well, I don't know where to find
because
that.
Right now
I'm
you
just
look
looking
like a fucking fool.
In the IMDb trivia, it says that Hitler was a big fan of Metropolis.
Well, yeah.
Ugh.
Did you read more about Hitler?
Yeah, I gotta get out of this.
Yeah. So, anyway, the first thing I noticed about this movie was how fucking wide those doors were.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Going up to the apartment?
It's big wide doors, sure.
Yeah, I mean, because you had to get big wide stuff in there. Because you had to think that back in the day, you know, your fixtures, like your dishwashers, were huge. Actually, they didn't have dishwashers because she was washing a lot of stuff.
That was
there.
clothing.
You think they had like? Was the okay? So
I don't know where you're going with
early
this.
Maytag man.
Okay.
Would he just fix your women? Like when they would stop washing, they would. You call the Maytag guy, and he'd come in and like slap her around a bit till
Put him in it.
till she started
Yeah,
working.
put
again.
her in her place. Hey, you gotta keep washing this stuff.
Like he come in with his like little flash. Well, it wouldn't be a flash; it'd be a lantern. But he look,
No, they had flashlights.
You look under the hood, like, oh, here's your problem.
Okay, number one, they had flashlights. Number two, women don't have a hood to look under.
Yeah, it's the dress.
And neither do washing machines.
You look under the dress and you go, oh, you need a stimulation.
Now, washing machines
And then he
wear
would-
dresses.
And then he'd masturbate them. That was a thing.
That is such a weird thing that is
happened.
Like, I know. And they would sell these like weird vibrators.
wands, yeah.
No, not wands.
Personal one.
It was like a belt that you would like put on. And it was
that
like
too.
for women trouble, and it would be like
Hang on.
it would yes.
Wait.
And
So
they'd
my
be like
my stupid comment is actually real. The
Yes.
Maytag man was the doctor,
well,
and he'd fix your dishwasher.
well.
This is terrible. What a terrible life to be lived.
Yeah. It's a terrible, ridiculous society that we are a part of.
But here's the thing. I'm glad that they knew
Where's
at
the thing?
least to masturbate people because, you know, when it comes down to it, if I had a shitty life,
No. But they would
And I
say
don't.
that they like gave them release or something. Like
Well,
they would say that.
well, that's
But
what
if
I'm saying.
anyone said anything about like female pleasure, they'd be like, "Oh no!"
let's say that I'm working a dead-end job. Because I am.
Sure.
But then I found out that someone was at least going to masturbate me so I didn't kill. I'd be like,
Yeah.
well, that's cool. Like, you know.
Wait, so you
it's
don't
just the little
kill?
things.
Are you suggesting that if Peter Lorre had been given regular hand jobs,
If
he wouldn't
you-
go out and kill children?
No, what I'm saying is if a dishwasher is old and not maintenance by the Maytag man, it'll catch
Like you.
fire and kill.
Like you?
Me and a dishwasher have a lot in common.
Yeah.
We both wash dishes. We burn things.
You both get cleaned
We
less
both get-
frequently than you probably should.
Yeah, we don't clean as well as we promise we will.
Yeah.
And then a guy services us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Who's your
You got it.
serviceman? Who cranks you off so you don't kill?
Becky Bottomfoot.
That's not
Or what was
a
it?
Maytag man.
Then Becker. Bottom
Becker?
penis. Becker lumphead. What did I say? Becker lumphead.
Bench head is what you said.
Becker benchhead comes by. Now it's ironic with Becker because he's got the head of a bench,
It is.
a big
think
old
it-
flat
I
top.
don't think it is ironic. I don't think you know what you're talking about at all.
Who services you? Your wife. Zach, can we be,
sleep in a race car. Where do you sleep?
can we be serious for a minute?
Oh,
I feel like our
I don't
pacing
think
is
so.
off. Okay, I'm gonna be serious, and then you be serious too.
I will be serious. Hey, one more black and white subtitled Keystone movie, and we got a pattern going, buddy.
I don't want to do them anymore, man.
This was your idea.
I was literally thinking, I'm like, I'm fucking sick of us having to base this off of the original movie. Why don't we just pick a movie and go, fuck it, let's just base shit off that? Like, we can do whatever we want. We're in
What do
charge.
you think we
We're
do
the
here? Because
men.
that's it.
We're the men. We're the dogs.
That's what we do.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
We already do that, and you picked this movie.
Because it's the first one. I looked up what's the first serial killer movie. And the captain came up and he goes, I crush cereal. Captain Crunch, you see.
I see.
Because I did the joke.
I see.
Jack, we've got we've got to get on the same page.
Can't
Okay,
do
you
this
are
with
bringing me down.
Can't do this with you right now.
All right, you go. You go with one of your notes. Now, what's going to happen next is you say something positive that you liked about the movie, and I'll
No,
say
we're not
something
doing
positive
this.
that I liked about the movie.
No, we're not doing this. It's a good movie. I thought it was really good, actually.
What's good about it? The utilitarianism.
That's
Bullshit.
what?
Yeah, about how they're all in the basement. They're all deciding what's best for the group.
I think
to
you
go
just
forward.
looked up a
And
big
this-
word and decided to use it.
No, it's what it is. It's what's. I just can't say it. right.
Utilitarianism?
That's what I said.
I don't think that's real. I don't think that's a word.
No, it's a word. They're just made up. And you know how I feel about made up words.
Oh boy.
No, they're all down there like, what's best for society? Like, clearly he didn't mean to do this shit. He's just a weirdo.
Clearly, he didn't mean to murder a bunch of children.
Yeah.
Never in a million. You know what?
Hot dog hands.
After our Freaky Friday episode, I shouldn't be surprised that you're like on the same side as the child predator.
No,
but
no, I'm not on his side.
No, you are.
I'm just like, what do you do with him? Like, what? Yeah,
You
like,
kill him.
Why? You lock him up.
Why?
How are you for the death penalty in this scenario? Like, you make him a slave, and the rest of his days are punished, and then we get free work out of it.
I think you just toss him in the ocean.
You just bob around. He looks buoyant.
You go oh boy, does he? You go 15 miles out. You toss him overboard. If he swims back, then he can murder all the kids he wants.
Okay.
If he makes it back alive,
I like this. This is like this is like in Game of Thrones when they do the warrior versus warrior thing.
Trial by combat.
Yeah. I like that.
I mean,
I'm into it, but mine would be throw him into a volcano.
If he swims out.
Yeah, if he swims out, then he's clearly not mortal, so you got to let him live. Although, if you throw someone in a volcano and they swim out, man, you fucked up, because that dude's about to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
At very least.
Or at least throw you in the volcano.
But then, okay, here's a hypothetical.
Okay.
You throw a child offender in a volcano, and he swims out.
Okay.
And he throws you in the volcano, and then you swim out. Who's the guilty one?
The volcano.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
Because the volcano decided you are equal.
They're not witches. Like, that's not what we're doing here.
I don't know. It seems
I feel like you kind of think it is witches.
Hang on. Let me back up.
Hang on. Is this not about witches?
Let me back up for just 1 second.
I thought the guy that played the witch was really
Are
creepy.
volcanoes... It's only a volcano when it's erupting, right?
No, it's always a volcano.
So is there's the hole with the lava in it?
Not necessarily.
What's in it? What's in these things, Zach? No, I'm saying, like, how often is there a volcano that you can walk up to and just chuck someone in?
My friend went on a trip to Iceland a year or two ago, and the last night of their trip, the volcano nearby was actually erupting, so they got to go, like, see it.
But can you look in it, or will it burn your face off?
I mean, you'd probably get burned walking up it to get there.
Oh, so this whole thing about throwing people in volcanoes is bullshit.
No, I think it depends.
How would you? Well, then how would anyone get there?
I mean, some of them have built up enough outside that you can go up it, and
Well, back to my point.
I don't know if I'd call it that.
Well, I guess I just want to see.
He's calling his penis his point.
I would like to see the inside of a volcano.
Yeah.
And
okay, well,
that's it.
Here's the thing. I'll go throw a ring in a volcano, and you will jump after it.
You know, Gollum, like, the reason that he fell in is because it was actually cursed. Like, somewhere in the book, Frodo puts a curse on it and says, if you go back and steal it, then I put a curse on the ring, and then it'll be your demise. And that's how he falls in. It's not that he dances off and slips. It's that he's cursed because he gets the ring back.
Well, good.
I didn't know Frodo had that power.
I didn't read those books because there was too much singing involved.
No,
and
first off, it was not singing. You had to do the singing. That was the problem.
That's the worst part.
Is that you had to read the song aloud, and then you try to find the rhythm, and it wouldn't be there.
It's not there. It doesn't exist. You're like,
it's not that it doesn't rhyme. It's that there's no reason to any of it.
No.
You couldn't possibly sing this song.
No.
I could.
Well, and when you read The Hobbit, you have the songs advance the plot, so you have to read them. I found out later that in Lord of the Rings they don't, so I didn't really have to read them. I could have skipped them.
Probably because it's more of a children's book, but I did enjoy The Hobbit much more.
Oh, same.
Than Lord of the Rings.
I enjoyed The Hobbit much more than the series of books that I could barely get through the first third of the first book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, volcanoes.
Volcanoes.
Well, okay, no. Utilitarianism.
That's not a word.
So they're down there deciding it. It was pretty pre-Nazi because they were all deciding.
It wasn't pre-Nazi.
What's the greater good, or about the same time? It was like what's best for the community, and they're like genocide. So that's
not genocide.
This is an example of
you don't know what genocide
means. Happens when you punish people severely.
No, it's actually what happens when you don't.
No.
Yeah.
No, you got this. The moral is lost on you.
I
we
disagree.
have to let this diddler live, but in the worst way. We don't kill them.
No, because just
Unless
like the
you-
mafia guy
well,
keeps saying.
unless you hang them. Yeah, I didn't realize that they were mafia. I thought they were just the other branch of
No, they're
government.
mafia. That's what's cool about
I didn't
it.
understand, and they're the ones that armed the homeless.
Yeah, they got the homeless to spy on him.
I was confused on who was who and what was happening because there would be such long periods of long shots of things not happening.
There would also be really long periods of talking that you just had to read, and it was going pretty fast, so you couldn't really pay attention to what was actually happening on screen. You just had to keep reading.
This movie would have been fine by me, but my internet, it was a storm and my internet was going down, so it kept like doing the wait circle. So it was really difficult to watch, especially when there was the silence and just watching shit, and then it would pause, and you're like, God damn it, I'll never get this.
You're like, is it paused or is it just sitting on the...
No, it took me at least 3.5 hours to watch this movie.
Yeah.
It was a bummer. But no, it's not a bad movie. It's just that I could see how some people wouldn't want to spend the time.
I think if someone put some music to it, like if someone scored it, like it could be actually pretty incredible.
Like I was thinking about this actually. If you just looped "Hanging by a Moment" by Lifehouse,
Desperate for changing,
like just in the background. Can you do me
I'm
a favor?
falling even more in love with you.
Could you put 3 of those back to back just in the opening, just for me? You don't have to post it. I just want to see. Just underscore. It doesn't have to be dominant. I just bring it up on like whenever they when they lose the audio, bring it up for me, and then just take it down. Let's see how it syncs up. You know how there was that. Was it Pink Floyd with Lord of the Rings? They were like
Wizard of Oz.
Oh, whatever.
Lord of the Rings.
You play it alongside. They're like, it matches up. If Hanging by a Moment matches up with him, I'm going to lose my shit.
You know, the secret is for every 2 hanging by a moments, you do 1 drops of Jupiter.
No! Don't ruin it. I don't like that song.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, we could do...
You need it for the
do
movie to work.
No, we do McCain's I'll Be.
No.
The Dawson Creek
It's
song.
too much.
It'll be good.
How is that a Dawson's Creek song?
Because when someone kisses
You love that
Joey, it's on the show.
Okay.
I think someone's kissing Joey or kissing Dawson. Might have been kissing each other at some point.
There's
someone
kissing,
kisses Joey.
and they play Hanging by a Moment.
No, they play
No,
Hall
I swear to God, when Netflix was just starting and they had Dawson's Creek, I don't know if anyone else saw this, but there is a picture of this on the internet. It was just they titled Dawson's Creek as the description, sex, sex, sex. Like it wasn't that sexual. Like
not at all.
I mean, they were kids in high school and they were getting it on, but like it wasn't all about sex all the time.
You just don't get it. Dawson wanted to be a director.
Yeah, sexual predator.
You mean like you?
I'm
you
not
pervert.
I'm not. I believe that the diddler should have been punished severely. I just don't
death.
think that you can kill someone who doesn't know their
You drop him into the volcano.
No, if he doesn't understand what's happening, you just I guess the volcano is fine. We kill him that way. Is there specific ways that we kill people depending on their crimes? Like, is one hanging and one lethal injection, or is it just state by state, however they want to do?
Yeah,
it?
they decide. Like,
I think
some have electric chair, some have.
See, I think that a
guy comes in and holds a pillow over your face.
Let's say there's 10 crimes. I think there should be 10 different ways of execution.
Wow.
Because that way,
firing squad.
You know, like the old Catholic torture trick. Like sometimes you be gutted, sometimes you be disemboweled.
Sometimes you be gutted. Sometimes
like
you
that.
be disemboweled. Those are the same.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Literally the same thing.
So we come up with 10 different names for the same thing.
You're like a thesaurus that doesn't know that it's a thesaurus. You're like, sometimes you'll be pretty glad. Other times, you're happy. Like,
or sometimes you get put in the metal cow, and then you heat them up and you go, you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
I
do.
The big cow sound maker.
I do.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know why we had to burn people alive.
We didn't do it.
No, I mean, we're part of this.
No.
Hey,
no.
we're part of this. We are. We have to all admit, as humans, man, we've fucked up.
I didn't.
You.
I threw Peter Lorre into a volcano.
Who?
The murderer. I like how they just call him the murderer
Oh, yeah,
throughout.
I didn't catch his name.
That's just the actor's name.
Oh.
His name's like Herbert something in the movie.
All right. Well, let's I don't know how to start talking about this movie. I really don't. Maytag Man was my first attempt.
His name is it's Hans Beckert. That's his
Do you
name.
want to talk about those human torpedo balloons? When she's like, she was like, they're so pretty. I'm like, that's the opposite of pretty. I don't know how to describe it. If you guys didn't watch this movie,
Watch the movie.
imagine a torpedo balloon, like a balloon of a torpedo, but then they just
Drew a face on
drew
it.
a face on it and had some wiggly
Some
arms.
arms.
It was fucking bothersome. Those
You loved
torpedo
it.
balloons. And
Man.
then the blind homeless guy who sold them.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how to say this delicately. I like the idea of labeling people. Like he's had a sign that said
You had a
blind.
sign that said blind on
Because
him.
I'm like, oh shit. So like I didn't have to spend any time thinking, how come he's like acting different? I was like, oh, he's blind. Like I don't know how to say this, but I think we need signs.
We don't.
I think like
You know why?
like
Because it doesn't actually matter if he's blind. It doesn't
it
actually
does
matter.
for me. It's the viewer.
No, it
Because
doesn't.
like you could like my sign would say like wacky guy. Like it'd be like he's got wacky things.
No,
to
it would
say.
not.
Yeah,
It would say, not allowed within 500 feet of a school.
And then yours would say,
Big fat fatty.
big hunger. Like I don't know.
Big hunger.
No,
That's so much worse.
yours would say like doesn't see as good as the wacky guy.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I mean like you had glasses.
Yeah, so I wouldn't need a side.
Oh, you just write it on your glasses.
No.
You'd write glasses on your glasses so people would know what they were.
I mean, my glasses are already in the shape of the word glass.
I mean, but you get what I'm saying.
No, I think it's a terrible idea.
Like someone with
doesn't
bad,
make any sense.
someone with
and
bad
I hate it.
knees, you'd put slow, like on their shirt,
No.
because they couldn't catch up.
So you'd say slow.
Yeah, I would.
You'd say slow pervert children need not worry because I can't catch them.
If it's him.
No, it's you.
No, I'm
It's
fast.
you. No, you've got bad knees.
Yeah,
You're slow.
My sign would say, "We'll catch your kids." He's fast as shit.
You'll have an M on your back shoulder.
Man,
'Cause that's you.
that's another good one. I like that.
That
right
was
away.
awesome.
The amount of times that I have powdered my hand playing pool and then smacked people on the ass, I'm like, oh, I got that. And that's how you mark them. That's how you do it. I want to clarify, it was men, just so we're all clear.
Yeah.
That's why I
We're clear.
That's why I put the M on there.
For man.
You want to go? You're staring at me like I got something to say. I don't. I'm out.
I do love that M. The M on his back is pretty cool.
What was M for though?
Murderer. He's the murderer.
Oh.
He's the murderer.
That makes way more sense. I had zero idea.
Man, I wonder what that could be.
I was just thinking, I'm like, that's distinct. And maybe the guy was like, he panicked. He was like, like he just drew anything on his hand and whacked.
No,
him
it's
with
like in Dark Knight Rises when they make the little bat symbol
it. Yeah, I know, but
in the chalk.
well, mainly what I was thinking is like how there used to be like homeless symbol or like hobo symbols.
Yeah.
And you mark them. I'm like, oh, maybe it's something like that.
No, it was
Maybe.
M for murderer.
M for murderer. You know, when you're homeless, M means murder.
Yeah.
So they had the army of the homeless while we're on the topic.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking
That was
slick.
cool. The mafia
Well,
sent out
I like how
the
they're
beggars is what they called them.
I like how they were volunteers though. They weren't paid. They were just you'd get 15 or 1,500 I don't know francs.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, francs, that's what I said. If you caught them. But also like
Yeah, but they didn't
I
tell
don't
you
know-
that it counted the killer's fingers.
I don't I don't know if that would really work that well because I think that if 1,500 hot dogs were on the line, you'd want them all for yourself. You wouldn't help other people. You wouldn't mark them and be like, all right, now survey them because you'd be worried someone else would get the hot dog.
No, if everyone's going to split the hot dogs, like have a big barbecue, then you would.
Yawn right into the mic for you fucking monster.
Sometimes I wonder if you know how this works, where I would cut it out and
You
then
won't,
you made a big
But
thing
you
about
won't.
it.
You were speaking. There's no way that you could cut it
wasn't.
out.
It was
when
after.
You're telling me something,
Oh boy!
and you won't. You know why? Because you got a sign on that says lazy.
Here, we'll go back.
Lazy
We'll go
guy.
back and we'll listen to it.
All right, go.
Big hot dog finger. That was it. See, I wasn't yawning during it when I was talking.
You were just stretching.
That's
the
just
hot
how
dog
I
thing.
talk when I say hot dog finger.
I like how their doorknobs were insanely high. Like you would
Okay.
never need a child lock.
You're only commenting on like the structure of 1930s Germany.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, big doors, high doorknobs. It's beautiful.
No,
Nothing wrong there.
I
I'd
fucking
live
gave
there.
you the opportunity. I was like, "Hey, what do you have to say?" And you're like, "Oh, nothing, Chris." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I got some stuff about the fucking
so many things.
about the doors." No, but I'm being serious. Like, what is the downside of putting the doorknobs up fucking higher? Then kids can't get in or out, and then you don't got to put that stupid lock on there.
Because some
Like the doorknobs were
adults,
so high.
because some adults are too short to reach.
No, because someone would read the sign that says "shorty," and then they would come up with them and help them in the door. Or you could put the sign
Oh,
that
you
says,
get one of those grabbers.
that says "shorty" on the grabber stick, and then they use your grabber
You
stick.
get the grabber. Okay.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
If we're talking like different, I keep touching my mic cord and it cut out. If we're talking different doorknob placement,
Listen,
I like the one in the middle of the door, like the Hobbit,
Yeah.
like on the Hobbit holes.
Although you can't really get good leverage for slamming it that way.
well, you don't need to hold the knob to slam it. You just swing the door. What's
You
wrong
know-
with
you
you?
know what?
Are you holding a knob while you slam?
Yeah.
You're ooh, you've been
Well,
living your
no,
life wrong.
No, because that's the place where you touch it, and then, you know, you won't get. Well, I guess there's a ton of germs on it. Come to think of it,
Right.
That's the opposite of where you want to touch it. Knobs are weird.
Okay.
No, I mean, like you think it would be
Okay.
handled, but it is kind of sensual when you think about it. Like when you touch a doorknob, I don't know. I guess it's just the torque. You know, it's just awkward.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. You're just musing to yourself about like the mechanical like benefits or drawbacks to having a
Well,
knob to
it's just
open a door.
Most things that you do throughout the day are sexual. You just don't
Nope.
realize it, and I
Nope.
wonder
Nope.
if that was
You are
by
incorrect.
design.
No, you're just really horny, and so you
No.
think everything is
No,
sexual.
because when you're in the
like Jodie Foster.
No,
you
when you're
fucking
in the
pervert.
garden and you're chucking carrots out of the ground, you're doing the jerk motion.
That's not even. No, no, you're wrong.
You're throwing them over your shoulder into a basket, and like if you go climb up a tree, you know, you look silly and sensual.
Yeah, and silliness is the sexiest thing of all.
That's why clowns are always after you.
Oh God, they're so sexy and silly. I love it. Piling out of their car with their big floppy shoes.
Well, why don't you bring up something since I can't do it right, sir? Leather butcher's apron. Let's talk about that for a
No,
second.
you're just talking about 1930s Germany again.
Why was it leather? What was she doing up there? Because when
Most
when
are
you're chopping, I'm telling you, buddy, it gets
so
pretty
horny.
hot.
So I do love the concept that like the regular criminals were so like, we don't want to be associated with this guy,
Yeah.
that they're like, no, we're gonna go catch him.
Yeah.
Like, because they get raided. Their like club gets raided, and they're like,
Is
this
that
guy's fucking up our shit.
Is that what happened with
Yeah.
the papers? I didn't understand. I'm like, what papers are they looking?
It's like their
for?
ID or whatever.
I was wondering if they had like drunk papers, like you're allowed to get drunk, but you're not. Like, I was like fucking so perplexed.
Yeah, it's called an ID.
Yeah.
It says how old you are.
I guess they were too young to get drunk. I did enjoy the one guy. I don't got papers. Then go on in the paddy wagon. Like,
He's like, lucky me, or whatever.
so dumb.
Yeah, the whole thing, and the guy with the fur coat, and he's like, and he kept taking his hat off.
Did you see the guy smoking a pipe cigar? There
Yes.
was a cigar shoved into a pipe. Because I was staring at him like, is he smoking a candlestick? What the fuck is happening?
I was like, wow, the guy from Witness for the Prosecution would love this. he would be all over it.
Oh my god, there were so many concerning parts. Like most of my notes have nothing to do with the story. It's all about. Did you see that shit? Like what the fuck was happening in that time frame?
He looks crazy.
Yeah,
the police outfits are weird.
They are. They're wacky. Like I couldn't tell.
They called them green coats too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that part, that aspect of it. That like, the criminals are like, hey, we don't want to be associated with this criminal because he's so vile.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that when they were introducing the whistling from the diddler. Yeah, like he clearly he has so much time when the blind guy. You having fun over there?
Yeah, I was just giving you a little score because I'm gonna murder you.
when the blind guy was like, "That's him." He spends so much time talking to that little girl. Where earlier in the movie, that one guy goes, "Hey, where's your parents? You shouldn't be out here alone." And like the whole town just goes crazy on him.
Dude, I love that whole string of scenes where like people are like, "It's the murderer." Yeah. I love the guy on the bus who's like, "Oh, sure, you'll catch a pickpocket, but you can't catch the murderer." And the crowd's like, "Is he the murderer?" and he's the one talking about it. I was like, "Damn."
But yeah, that didn't fit with me how much time they gave the actual diddler with her. I'm like, no, because everyone's fucking so crazy. We've seen it so many times that the town's lost their mind. So no, I don't buy this.
Well, no, because the old guy,
he's sitting there like, what's he doing, whittling a peach? What the fuck was that? He was
peeling an orange.
Was that
yes?
That was not an orange.
Yeah, it was an orange. It was an orm.
Oh, an orm.
He was peeling it.
No, he had his knife. He was cutting into the section, but I'm like,
no, it's an orm.
It's an orm?
Yes, it's an orm. But the guy with the glasses, who everyone freaks out when he's talking to her, literally was like, "Where do you live?" And they're like, "What are you asking where she lives for?"
I love how much taller they insinuated he was until they did a side-by-side shot right after, and you're like, okay, it wasn't that dramatic.
Yeah.
They made it look like they shot it from the guy's belly
out and he looked like Hodor, and then he was like 2 inches taller.
That would have worked had they not done back-to-back shots with him, the camera doing a POV looking up from his basically under his crotch, and then showed it right after the side-by-side. You're like, okay, that's
they're not that different.
That other guy, the short guy, must have ran with his sign.
So, speaking of Hodor, I've been watching House of the Dragon.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No, it's good.
No.
But it got me thinking.
Yep.
If you were king,
I am the Burger King.
Would you name your throne?
Yeah.
So it's like they have the Iron Throne, and then the one at the Iron Islands is like the Driftwood Throne, and like, would you want to have? What would you name like your
Chairsy?
Well, if you're the Burger King, I think it would be like, I don't know,
the Whopper. The Whoppler.
What would it be?
The Big Sack.
Would be the...
What are you trying to think of burgers? You don't eat burgers. You wouldn't know the names of them.
No, I've never even heard of one before.
All right, what would yours be?
The all beef throne.
No,
I don't know.
Chairsy.
I
know what I'd name it? I'd name it Zach.
Don't sit on me.
Everyone be fighting over the Zach.
Oh. I don't know.
There you go.
I just wanted to see what like cool name you'd come up with for your throne, and then you called it Chairsy.
Did you find it hard to have compassion for any of these people? Like, I know it's sad.
I mean, I obviously felt bad for like the parents who lost their kids, but like,
was it just me that had a detachment?
No, and I think part of that comes from it being like a 90-year-old movie, and part of it comes from being in a different language, so it's a little harder to relate. Like when you're reading it, it's a little, Yeah, you don't get the emotion in the performances when you don't hear them saying it.
I think it was definitely the barking style German. Where
you love German,
just saying your lines. I know, but like I do love the German language.
To all our listeners, he pitched a season that was entirely German movies, and I said no.
Well, no, I mean, I don't love them because, like, I was thinking, I'm like, this is how I would feel if I was watching goblins squabble. Like, because if goblins were like, we got to murder amongst us, we got to deal
Yeah,
something,
but
I'd be
some
like,
sausage-fingered goblin is stealing all the goblin children,
No, I'd be
diddling
like-
them and murdering them.
I'd be like, oh, damn, guys. Like, well, I hope, hope that works. Hope that works out.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And that was the same thing I was watching these Germans, and I was like, that's your thing. You guys got to get that settled.
Yeah.
And I hope it works out, but don't call me whether it does or doesn't.
I do not want to hear your goblin voices ever again.
That's what it was. Remember the time you said our friend who's from Germany, you were listening to her talk to her mom on the phone and it sounded like gibberish because she didn't have an accent?
It was
That's
unaccented German.
That's what this. Some of these people in this movie seemed like they didn't have an accent when they were speaking German, so it was just kind of just harsh grunts. That's how it felt, anyway.
Oh, we get it. You hate Germans.
No,
You think they're goblins. You think
I
they're
do.
wicked,
I do think
tricksy.
I do think they're little wicked goblins. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they seem a little mean.
Yeah. It's a movie about a child murderer. Yeah,
No,
they
I
seem
mean
mean.
all of them. They all seem a little angry. Like
Yes.
maybe they needed the Maytag man.
Maybe
to
they
come
need a
do
little
their-
less
to-
Hitler in their
to
life.
do their round.
Quit doing the jerk off motion.
Well, I'm just telling you. That's what I'm saying. Throughout the day, there's so much sexuality just oozing out of people. And there you go.
Oozing.
You did it.
You're
you grabbed
gross.
the mic like that. Like, everything can be.
I grabbed the mic in such a
Seen
way
as-
that I wouldn't touch the cable and short out my mic.
I just think that we're all provocative beings, and
I know I am.
sometimes we steal people.
What? No, we don't.
Well, I don't know. What do you have?
I feel like you came into this episode thinking that like you had to be like the defense for the murderer.
Yeah, we do that sometimes.
No.
When we defend movies.
No.
Yeah, because like
No.
if you get a movie that you like and I get to defend my movie, we come in and we talk.
That's not what this is.
Well, I'm trying to add some spontaneity to this show. Forgive me for trying something new.
I will forgive you. I will. So,
I like how they were, at one point they were looking under the bushes. Like the worldwide search was a little ridiculous. Where they would how many people they would have searching an area, because you could see once again that they were just extras and they didn't know what to do on scene. So they're like, oh, look under the. Clearly wasn't.
no, in the
underneath
bush they found evidence.
What did they say to keep a lookout for? They said, what was it wooden desk, red pen,
Red pencil,
yeah,
wooden desk,
and what was it? No, it was paper.
damaged wooden desk.
It was paper that matches the killer's paper. So I'm like, so his paper. So if you find
Yeah.
his paper, that's him.
Yeah.
That was the third.
Also, keep an eye out for the killer. That was another thing that they said.
It
In
was-
case you see him.
It was so dumb. It was just red pencil, huh? That's all he had.
Yeah.
Look out for red pencil.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at one point they were on the desk and they found parts of the red pencil and they said, "Finally, we're hot on the trail." I was like, "How is that anything?"
I mean, I feel like if you don't understand how it's something, I can't really explain it to you. It's kind of like right there in front of you. I don't know.
No, but like, what does that
Definitely
mean?
something.
Like, yeah, you found part of the pencil. What's
Yeah,
that
it
gonna-
confirms that this is
no,
likely to be him.
no, that they just found a table and
It wasn't a table.
or a pencil.
Number one.
Yeah, well, desk,
Was not a desk.
whatever it was.
Person who doesn't pay attention to the movie.
No, I was watching in the car.
It's a windowsill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do I call those desks?
Listen, when you
It's a window desk. What do you
No,
want from
no,
me?
No, fuck you. When you have a simple life, okay, anything can be a desk. Like, you just don't get it. Like,
Just too highfalutin for you.
highfalutin.
Now that I'm king of England.
What does that mean?
Oh, don't even worry about it. It's
What
like
do you-
it's like an orm.
What's a falutin? I don't know. What's a falutin with you?
Oh, he did it. He said it. Oh my god.
Do you want to move on to tropes?
So-
Do you want to try and do some of these goddamn tropes?
So I really loved I loved the fairy tale vibe of this movie. All the he's doing the fry thing again, checking out a mom butt.
Just don't want anyone to hear me chewing.
No, I love like the fairy tale nature of the story, that it's this like, the parents are all afraid, the whole community is like up in arms about this like evil boogeyman that's going to come and take their kid, Like, I think that's really cool, and I think that type of story has like deep roots in like German tradition, and so like it's like a
How would you feel about the ending doing the same thing where it's ambiguous, but it's still downstairs in like the cellar thing when the public is doing their own trial?
The trial.
Because I do agree with you about German folklore. Like, that is how it would be. Like, all the parents got together and had to kill kill the monster or whatever.
Kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't know how. I mean, yeah, that's a great point, actually. I don't know how I feel about being disengaged and then leaving it to be a mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't they could have just left it.
Yeah, like
I'm not saying it's bad.
Sending him to court and then like just stopping there is like, well, okay, that's weird.
And once again, I know everyone's gonna have their viewpoint on it, but it just seems like you could have done that 5 minutes prior. You could have done the same fucking thing. It's just it felt a little detached.
Yeah, and I think part of that is like the like modern pacing we're used to in storytelling just didn't exist yet. Like even looking at like Citizen Kane, which is like the movie that kind of introduced some of that stuff, is still like years off, Yeah.
Well, would you like to tackle a trope?
We want to talk some tropes.
Yeah. I think we need to get into it since this isn't as easy as checking them off.
No, we got to figure it out.
I struggled on this one coming up with them, and I
had a hard time coming up with some too.
I feel like we might settle on 8 this time. What do you think?
Maybe. Yeah.
Because I don't want to go less than 8, but
yeah, 8's a good minimum. But we could do as many as like 14.
All right. Well, how do you feel? We already talked about one. How do you feel about hot dog fingers? And we can call it hot dog fingers, but I mean like a distinguishing aspect of the killer or villain, or I'm saying like something about him that stands
physical.
Yeah, that stands out.
Because I had something similar.
What?
But it's not physical.
Okay, well,
in the Hall of the Mountain King, the killer has like a signature thing that they do that identifies them. So him like whistling that song.
Well, can we still call it hot dog fingers?
I'm
on board. If we
can we call it in the Hall of the Hot Dog Fingers?
I think we call it M hot dog fingers, as in moist hot dog fingers. Or
hot dog fingers.
Yeah, hot dog fingers.
Let's make a note.
Now, I'm real good about remembering what they mean.
No, so you're not.
I will promise this season I will not just look for physical imperfections of the hands.
Yeah.
I will look for a distinguishing trait.
You're also going to have to do the tropes when you watch the movie.
What are you talking about? I did the tropes today.
When you watch the movie.
This is a different season, buddy.
Yeah,
okay.
A different
That was the off season.
Different season, different
The last
Chris.
real season I did do the tropes. The off season, I didn't do the tropes.
I don't think you did. I think I have a lot of audio evidence that you didn't.
I was probably just teasing. I was joshing the crowd.
So,
number 1 attacks a kid. I think we do. I mean, isn't that a big part of it?
I don't know that it necessarily has to be kid.
I mean, should it just be murder? Should it just be murder? He's got to be a murderer.
Let's revisit that.
Because the problem with that is I think that M would be every single one.
How about
because if this is based on psychological thriller, killer, whatever, it's always going to be M.
So, how about, okay, I'm going to suggest one.
What about disappear? What about
sends a letter to the press /police?
Yeah, no, that's one of them.
Sends a letter.
I have rights to public, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sends a letter.
But just staying with it real fast. What about instead of attacks or murders, what about disappears? Like
abducts?
Abducts, yeah.
Abducts?
Because that's different, because not everyone's going to have abduction. You might have slaying, but you might not have abduction. And that's what happens.
That is important.
They go missing.
So abduction /kidnapper.
Yeah.
kidnapping.
But once again, it doesn't have to be a kid, just
Yeah,
kidnapper. I'm cool
I
with
like that.
I think they definitely got to have public panic because holy shit, there was so much of it.
That is a really like, and I mean,
Or,
we
or
talked
like,
about
or
it
public chaos, like something.
no. I mean, I think you're right. I think it's like inciting panic because it is like the killer. It drives like the whole community to come together, and there's this like mania in trying to like
and that leads to
get him.
to the big ending is that it's mob law where they're like fuck it, it's built up so much that they just can't wait. They just have to do public justice.
I like it.
And
I
then
agree with
with that, another big part of this was just an extensive search. But would that be part of the panic?
I don't know.
The extensive search doesn't matter to me as much as the panic.
Yeah, I think panic is more important. Let's come back to the search.
Okay.
What do you think about insanity?
I mean, yeah, but what? Like, that's a little vague.
Well, it's the killer claims insanity.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
How would...
Because that's the whole thing is like the defense is he had no control. He couldn't do it. And I don't think we'll get it in every movie, but I think it's important in this movie.
But how do I say this? Like believable insanity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know that it has to necessarily,
earnest.
like he claims insanity, you know? I'm thinking of one specific movie that I think a lot of these really work for that I didn't put on a list prior that I think we should actually definitely do.
Okay, so you just want... Okay. Do we want to call it anything or just insanity?
We'll say insanity, and if we come up with a better name, we'll do that.
Okay. What about Arm the Homeless? I had that as one, but that's kind of like the extensive search.
You know what? I think we combine those two. We call it Unite the Community because it includes like the mafia, like the other criminals coming for him.
I think we call
everything else.
I think we call it Unleash the Hounds.
Unleash the Hounds.
Yeah, I'm writing it.
Unleash the Hounds. But that's gonna have an explanation.
You know what that could be? That could just be kind of like a wild card, like an unorthodox attempt at, finding him, resolving it.
Yeah.
That is kind of like a Pappas.
Okay.
Well, I guess this is the same thing. I wrote Rogue Public, but that's the same thing.
That folds all that in. What do you think about?
Very important. I'd say is an ambiguous ending.
So I had Killer Lives as like that's the ambiguous ending, like because we don't know.
But well.
I think those two overlap. I think that's.
Well, if we merge it, what do we call it then?
I don't know.
Unjust.
No.
Civil unjust.
Maybe it is just ambiguous ending.
Yeah,
uncertain. Uncertain fate.
Yeah.
Uncertain fate.
Yep.
That's a good one. I think that is definitely important for this.
4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 right now.
So what I had,
I genuinely am out. So,
police don't catch him. So he gets caught, but not by the police. You know,
I think that could work because of some of the movies we do where he gets away. Then that would still check off the box. No apprehension. Well, no. It's apprehension.
Because that's the point, is like he gets caught, but not by the police.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like, yeah.
Free bird.
Free bird.
Free chicken. Okay.
What was the one we were going to come back to? Let's go back through your list.
The extensive search.
No, there was another one that we were going to come back to.
No, that was it.
No, there was 2 that we were going to come back to.
And Arm the Homeless, which we decided.
No, we combined those.
No, because the first one, we have abduction.
Okay.
We have rights to public. Public panic. And that was the chaos. We agreed to that one. That's all I had. So that's 8. I think 8's fine this season.
Yeah.
Unless another one stands out, I'm out.
I'm
So.
trying to think, like, if there's something that needs to be...
I mean, because we have, like, yeah, that he's crazy.
Now, do we want to say that we... So, we do get the killer's perspective. We don't, like... Is that important to the movie that we get the killer's perspective? Like, he tells his side of it, basically. He explains, like, himself, almost, you know?
Like a justification?
Kind of, yeah. But I think, like, if we get the killer's... So, there are some movies like this where the killer goes unseen, you know? And,
yeah.
like, this one, it's kind of a mix, where, like, early on, he's kind of, like... this shadowy figure. We don't see his face when he takes the first girl. The only thing we know of him for sure is he's whistling that song, you know?
Let's put it in.
So, like,
Let's
killer perspective.
Yeah, I like to put it in just because I want to see how it does rank.
Yeah.
Versus everything else.
And I think it does, like, it is kind of like...
Well, I can't say it because I'm not sure if we're going to agree on the movie, but there's one in particular where I'm like, oh no, that one would really check the list for that particular movie, and I'm thinking of others that we have that probably wouldn't. So
yeah,
it'd be interesting.
Well, but currently we have a list of like 17 movies that we're going to pare down. So we're going to like, I think a big part of this season was like because neither of us had seen this movie before. It was like we had to watch it first before we could really narrow down exactly what we were doing. But like you said, because you like looked it up as like the first serial killer movie, like it does have that weight to it, but serial killer might not even necessarily be like the final like theme that we take from it. So I think this is a cool movie, and I think we've got a cool season coming up.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of films that I'm excited about this particular season versus shit. I'm trying to think the last. I think
Marvel.
Point Break was the last one I was really excited about doing. So and that ended up being not a Keystone. So
I thought honestly, I thought Freaky Friday was a great season.
Yeah, well,
we got to do the hot chick.
Oh, way to bring me down. All right, I'm set. You set?
Yeah, I like those. That's we've got some good tropes here. We will wrap this bad boy up, and then we'll figure out our movies.
Love it.
So we can't tell you what we're doing next week,
but tune in anyway.
But we'll post it. We'll post about it, and then you'll know what we're doing next week.
Go.
Well, thanks for listening this week. Tell all your friends about us, and be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what we do, you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us online at KeystoneCopycats.com. We're at Keystone Copycats on Instagram and Facebook, and at Keystone Copycat on Twitter. If you got something to say, you can email us at KeystoneCopycats@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 513-239-7682. Check out Sinclarity, A Dinosaur's Tale. We got a new episode coming up this week after a little break. And until next time, I'm going to be Zach, and he's going to be...
Please.
See you next week.
Bye.